guys, how are you? I hope you had a good semester and I hope you're all well and all your presentations went well. Right now I want to do my presentation for performance studies and I kind of have mostly to read from the paper. I hope you don't mind that now. But let's start. Well, I don't even know how it started really. I kind of mostly feel uncomfortable when I'm performing in front of people or just an audience, and especially I feel very uncomfortable when I'm playing on my own in front of an audience, and I know that those people look at me and they listen at me, and I kind of can feel their eyes on my body, and kind of they're just creeping over me and judging on my skills and how I look and how I dressed, and they judge on my instrument and on what I play, and I kind of try to perform, but I also think like God knows what they are thinking about me. I kind of feel often kind of very scared to play in front of people, and my hands start sweating, and they start shaking as well, and my heart is racing like madly and kind of racing towards an end of this performance, and unconsciously I play faster and my mind is spinning around and I'm not really with the music that I'm playing, and all I can think of just don't do any mistake, try to concentrate and get through this well enough, and I'm just longing for an end of the performance. Then a few years back I started disliking music that I had learned to play, and I had loved that music so much, Irish traditional music, and I had loved being around people playing Irish music and especially playing with them. A couple of years ago I had visited a traditional Irish music course in Drumshanbo at a college for further education that's in County Leitrim, and there I have learned to play fiddle, and towards the end of this course I brought in the harp as well. I loved this course, and the music teacher that we had in the music school was highly respected in traditional circles for his knowledge and his understanding of traditional Irish music. He was kind of a real authority, and I very much liked him. He was a very good teacher, but he often came across extremely conservative about Irish music and Irish traditions. There's nothing more important than Irish tradition, he would say, and he also said like we have to keep to the tradition, no fancy stuff at all. For some time we had a girl from the band Keela in the course. I admired her. She was a great fiddle player, and I liked the band Keela anyway. Me and my friends had great nights dancing at their concerts in Leitrim and Sligo, and they were really groovy. When that fiddle player came onto the course, she asked us not to tell the teacher about the band that she's playing with, and I was kind of puzzled because the band was such a popular band, and I found them excellent musicians who make just brilliant music, like something special music for me. There are so many different sounds in Keela's music and so many different ideas, influences from kind of nearly all over the world. But yeah, she wanted to be cautious because she thought that the mixing of Irish music with many other styles would not appeal to everybody, like our teacher. And I wondered what would the teacher be afraid of in Keela's music? Kind of would the mixing of different influences make the tradition impure? Would it make the music dirty, or could it even destroy the tradition? Or would it just change the tradition? However, instruments are important to a music tradition as well. I remember the day when I turned up with my bodhrán in the music course. I knew that the teacher disliked bodhráns and bodhrán players, but I thought, like, why not play bodhrán in a school music session? So a teacher saw me unpacking the instrument and he asked, like, "Great, what are you doing there? Where's your fiddle?" And I said that I just felt like playing bodhrán that day because the tunes in the session are too fast to me. I can't keep up with the speeds of the other players. And anyway, I loved playing bodhrán. And he gave me just an angry look and turned away and didn't talk to me for the rest of the day, or he avoided me for the rest of the day. And he didn't like that, and I couldn't understand really what had I done to him, you know. But bodhráns obviously seemed not traditional in his mind. In his early lectures on the Irish traditions and traditional instruments, he mentioned the banjo, the harp of course, the pipes, the fiddle, the flute, the tin whistle and even the bouzouki. But he never lost a word about the bodhrán. So how could I be so bold in bringing such a thing, supposedly? Yeah, I still don't understand why the bodhrán is no traditional instrument in his mind, or why he doesn't like bodhrán players. Maybe I don't get that thing about tradition. Early before I went to the music school, I had spent several nights a week in the pubs of Sligo town playing bodhrán. I had met some cute guys. They didn't mind me playing with them. And I was so proud to be able to play with them and spend time with such cool guys, you know. And of course, in the beginning, I was new to the country, new to the Sligo scene, and I didn't have much clue about the music actually. And there was a free bodhrán course at the IT Sligo, where I just had started playing bodhrán and learned like how to play. And only a few weeks had passed and I immediately just loved playing. I loved being there, playing in those sessions and playing with those guys, and often there would be house sessions afterwards. Probably all of you know that as well, like about the house sessions. I kind of became actually a good player. I hope that doesn't sound kind of that I was full of myself, but I really was told so. Like, and I played for a couple of years bodhrán, but more importantly, I kind of felt like I was kind of one of them. I felt I was in tune with the other performers and the performances and with the music, and that, although I was a foreigner, you know, that was kind of the thing. Like, I thought only Irish people can play Irish music, but me as a foreigner, I kind of thought I really picked it up, like. But anyhow, I never understood why playing bodhrán is not traditional. And the fancy stuff that was played in the traditional Irish music sessions was not traditional in school terms, what I had learned in the music school. Maybe was it too modern? Would you then call it maybe a kind of new traditional Irish music? Or would it be more young traditional Irish music? Because I so often heard influences of rock and jazz and many other foreign traditions in several different music sessions, and they were mostly played by the younger generation, by the younger Irish generation. So maybe my teacher just didn't like new, young, traditional Irish music. Maybe it's not true enough or pure enough or not authentic. Or is it just not authentic to him? When I came into university, I wanted to focus entirely on the harp. I enjoyed playing in a harp ensemble, and I got on really well with that. So if I stopped playing bodhrán, I didn't even go to music sessions anymore. I suppose it was kind of the trouble of finding a suitable place to live in Cork City, which led me in the end to move out into the countryside. And I got lazy driving into the city then at night time. However, in university I soon discovered other types of music. There was safety first, improvisation, gamelan, Afro-Cuban, and I thought, wow, there's so much other music out there, and music that is influenced by so many other traditions and ideas. And I just thought, like, who needs the strict traditions, you know? I want to play fancy stuff, kind of modern music that I can arrange as I want without keeping to strict rules of traditions. But then soon things in private life became a bit difficult, and I suppose that was when I kind of stopped playing music. But I mean, I play every now and then, you know, but mostly just for occasions such as booked weddings, Christmas parties or something, and university exams. I very seldom play and comparing with real musicians or other music students. I cannot say that I put as much effort into practicing and performing anymore, like, and in fact it's very little. It feels like nothing. I more and more felt that something is lacking. I don't know, I suddenly started not to enjoy playing music anymore. It became hard to pull up myself to practice music. And to do that, actually, what I had loved for so long. I thought that I need some other music, some new instrument, a new music genre. I thought that something different will help me out of my misery, something new, something to be creative. I started some improvisation stuff, but it didn't last for long. I don't know, I wanted to play music, and every now and then I did play a bit. And when I did, I enjoyed it, and I said that I really have to do that tomorrow again. But then weeks and weeks would pass until I would. So could it be that I have lost the connection to my instrument? I mean, the first harp that I had used in the beginning 2 years of my harp playing, I had not much of a personal connection with it, you know. It was hired from a friend of mine. She called it some name, I think Catherine or something, and I can't remember what name she gave that harp, but especially when the friendship to my friend suffered, the connection or the relationship to that harp, like my connection to the harp, suffered as well. Then I traveled all the way to France to buy a Camac harp. I went to the Camac factory near Nantes. I was there for one full day from the morning, I was there for one full day from the morning when they opened until the evening when they closed. And it took me all day to play their harps and finally to choose one. There were 200 harps from the type of harps that I was interested in. And during the day I got to play 20 harps. It wasn't more because I had to tune all the harps as well, and as soon as I had tuned them, they went out of tune again. So all harps were from the same model, the Camac Hermine, and the striking thing was they all sounded different, and they looked different, and when playing them they felt different as well. And in the final hour before the factory closed, I had taken 4 harps into my shortlist, and all had a natural finish, like to some guy who doesn't know much about them. They all would have looked the same, you know, but they all had different wood patterns, and as I said, the sounding was very different as well, to me anyway. So I chose one that sounded most mellow to me, and I liked the wood patterns as well. They were kind of circles, and in the light they reflected very nice, like it was amazing.